Today I'm going to be grinding a little bit of Lost Relics, and to be quite honest, I got a long way to go. I have quite a few dungeons that I need to get done, so we're going to be grinding here for a little bit. I know a bunch of you Lost Relics fans are doing the same right now. We got a long journey ahead of us, so what I wanted to do today is just give you a little heads up. We'll go ahead and get started by talking a little bit about what I've been up to this past week. In terms of Web3 gaming, doing a lot of research as always. We've had a pretty big correction in terms of the market, so I'm gonna be grinding here. We're gonna share with you some of my thoughts, and pretty much I found a really interesting video that I wanted to rewatch, and I figured we can do that. A little bit of a educational journey of Web3 and gaming, and I wanted to go ahead and show you. We can go ahead and discuss it together while I do some grinding. Figure's the best way. I love to play Lost Relics while I'm doing a little bit of homework on the crypto markets. Always be trying to stay one step ahead of the game, if you know what I mean. So where should we start? Let's see. In terms of Web3 gaming, there's pretty much been like three projects that I've been active on this week. Trying to either do play to airdrop campaigns or continue to read up on them, reviewing websites, reviewing teams, things like that. And those three games, to start with, some of you have already seen me post some videos on the Beacon. I gotta say, the game for a nice little bite-sized type of game, really resonated with me. It hit all the right feelings. I want to continue to play. And right now what they're doing is they're doing the play to airdrop campaign. You have until June 30th. Go ahead and check out any one of my other videos. They have the referral link in the description section. You can go ahead and check that out. Get yourself in the game. Get yourself the chance to win either the game's individual token that they're going to be launching. I don't know if there's a specific date yet in terms of token launch or token generation. But I'm sure there's going to be some news, especially after we get past the 30th. On top of that, you can also win just some Arbitrum tokens as well, that they are in the drop pool. And some of the other games, I believe, that are on in the treasure ecosystem are dropping some unique items in the Beacon. So not too long for a little bit of effort. I think I saw a couple people live stream the entire thing. It took them like 3 hours to complete it. I would assume, just by my guess, would be that you could do it a little bit sooner than that, especially the Lost Relics fans out there that are used to this type of gameplay style. So that's one thing I've been looking at, keep an eye on. Obviously, that kind of led me down the rabbit hole also of the treasure ecosystem. And I have been playing another little game called, oh man, I'm already going to forget the name of it. I'm going to have to come back to it. Legends of the Ether, I think it is. Legends of the Ether, I believe that's correct. I'll double check it right now. But it's it's like a Slay the Spire type of a card game where you come up against monsters, little combat encounters, play your cards right, and you can survive and continue on forward. But there's I don't even know what to call it. There's a tournament, I guess you could say, or a Summer's Games Fest type of thing, where if you're participating in this tournament, you can win some more Arbitrum token as well. So that's been piquing my research interest. So that's where I've been looking at. Another game that's going to be coming out soon as well is BloodLoop, which is like a 5v5 MOBA style. I think it's like a MOBA style hero shooter. Maybe not MOBA, I'm sorry. Maybe it's like a third-person shooter. The play to airdrop campaign is about to start as well, so I haven't gotten a chance to play it. I think it was supposed to happen the other day, but it turns out that they had some launching issues on Epic, so it's going to take them a little bit of time. But I think they extended it, so that's right now what you can do as well is you can just be checking in on their website. You have to check in like once a day for 7 days. And I believe after the 7th day, which will be tomorrow for me, at that point you'll be able to mint a battle pass, which will let you play the game on Epic, and then potentially also earn their token, which is already launched. I think it's sitting just off the top of my head like at around 29 cents, 25 cents, somewhere roughly there. You know, so that's my like day to day. Oh, that and the Fableborne. Fableborne's really like social engagement right now, type of little mini quest, play to airdrop also. Pretty much all you're gonna do is you're gonna log into the website and you're gonna be given your own like attack code. It's like a little turn-based RPG, I guess you could say, mini game. So you get your attack code. You can share that attack code on Twitter, on Discords, you know, amongst your friends, and then they could use your code to attack. You could attack like 5 times total. So you got to find 5 other social media codes and go ahead and input those. And you know, as a community, we're all fighting to do damage to this I guess creature, little mini boss. Once it's defeated, then you can stack some of their some of the virtual currency. I don't know if it's a currency. It's more like just a reward system. Keep track on how you're doing, like a little leaderboard. And then I believe at the end of it, there's going to be, depending on your performance and how much you participate, whether or not you own their Genesis NFTs, you'll be able to climb higher on the ladder and then potentially get that airdrop as well. So those have been my workings for play to airdrop over the week. Gotten a chance to play a little bit of Lost Relics, but not too much, to be honest. Just been a little harder. Lost Relics is one of those ones where I want to have like an hour to play, you know? Want to have an hour and a half, 2 hours minimum. But, you know, with the newborn... All right, there's that enigma that I was looking for. With the newborn here, that's a little harder. All the other little things I can quickly pick up and put down as needed, you know? But it is what it is, so... So right now, regarding Lost Relics, we're still trying to get to Inverdin. You know, I'm now at 17 Nature's Enigma. Some of, I believe, the Hidden Hero and Spizzo were giving me some info on the next part of the challenge. I'm going to need to kill pretty much 50 bosses, so 50 dungeon runs. And I'm not sure who gave me the info about running, however you pronounce this map. Eldith? You guys know it better than I do. That I can do much better runs or much faster runs here. And even like right now where we're not, you know, 100% into it, because since we're talking and hanging out, we are generally completing these dungeons in about 8 minutes time. You know, I was thinking about going back to some of the Transcendent maps and maybe just focusing. I would do 100% clears and not doing that anymore and seeing what my time would be. But I'm assuming I can't get it below 8 minutes without doing some more homework in terms of build loadouts and like ideal ways to be able to kill some of these mobs. Okay, I think I pretty much completed this now. So I just got to come around, kill the boss, and we can move on. So yeah, keeping an eye. I was trading. I've been posting in the Lost Relics in the Relic Emporium or the Relic Marketplace in the Discord, and I was for a little while there. I was accumulating as many harvesting resources that I could so that I can work on production skills once I get to Inverdin. I pretty much accomplished that. I don't really think there. I mean, I think I got cooking taken care of. I got forging taken care of. No, alchemy taken care of. I think I still need to work on some forging in terms of acquiring resources, but I got way more than enough to jump a few levels, so I'm not too worried about that. And what is the third one I'm forgetting? Engineering, I'm good. I already got those. I got the resources I need. So when I get a chance, once I get over there, I'll be taking advantage of the quick production skill runs in Inverdin to be able to take advantage of just leveling up at a little bit of a faster pace. But I have to get there first, right? So I was playing the market on those resources, and I was actually doing really good. Like I was earning quite a bit of gold. Just going back and forth and buying in bulk, and you know, I tend to notice that players that like once they see the marketplace, oh crap, that's not good, not good at all, not good at all. Let's take it easy here. Let's not. Oh my gosh, Becky, look at her butt. It is so. Oh no, and then I got doubled. Okay. We gotta concentrate here, people. Gotta concentrate. We're gonna concentrate. All right, we'll take it easy. No reason to just freak out. All right, so back at it. Where were we? Yeah, so I was playing the market. Someone came in the middle of the week, I believe, or maybe it's been a week and a half. Someone came in and made some big moves on like 30-day pendants. So They dropped the price dramatically, things to like the low 600K. I went ahead and I took advantage of that a little bit. Secured, I know my 30-day pendant's about to run out here, 4 days left. So I made sure to take advantage of that bad boy. And I think that's it. Hex is in the chat. I think that's it there. Let's go ahead and exit. First run, 9 minutes while we're talking. Not bad. Anyway, the thing I'm farming right now is Nature's Enigma. So that was some of my gold plays. Pretty much flipping pendants, doing some acquiring resources. That's been my Lost Relics goal, at least this week. And I do have the next 30-day pendant, so we can just keep it running. Keep it running. But yeah, I think that pretty much catches you all up on what I'm doing with Lost Relics right now. Plenty of activity. I'm really surprised. Had a little bit of Discord controversy, I guess you could say. With some couple of like old players that were a little, I guess, upset about the progression of how things are going. You know, I've been playing this game for quite a few years, guys. I've seen it all, and everyone keeps saying it's dead, and we're still here, still going. But it is what it is. I think we're getting pretty close to update time, so I'm getting excited for that since I haven't played a Lost Relics update in quite a few months. That's gonna be something that's exciting as well. And in general, keeping an eye on the overall crypto markets. We've been dumping a bit, made some purchases, but the thing I've been struggling with lately, I actually this past week had the opportunity to be on Real Vision. So if any of you are Real Vision subscribers or are fans of Raul Paul, I was invited onto the platform to discuss my pretty much like crypto portfolio in general for the week and how the month of June so far has been going, and how we've been trying to outperform Bitcoin, so on and so forth. It is gated though. You do need to be a Real Vision subscriber and be on their platform. But if you are, feel free to check it out. We did talk a little bit about gaming, and they did want to have me back on to go much more in depth because I was giving them some updates. And I could tell you here, guys, for those of you that can't watch it, like big takeaways in terms of like what I was discussing. First things we were talking about was like portfolio. What are you doing holding crypto, and why are you doing it? So pretty much in general, the way that I look at this bull run, this bull cycle has just been I go back to November of 2023 as really the start of it, right? That's when things really started to pick up. And if you remember, like gaming got hot. Gaming was really hot early in the cycle. Everything was pumping. It was good times for gaming. And we kind of rode that up, I think, until like March or April, and a little bit of like understanding that the market was hot, and a little bit of like preparing for the birth of my son. I was like, hey, I'm in a lot of projects right now. I have gains in a lot of projects. I want to make sure that I go ahead and consolidate. Let's go ahead and take my wins, consolidate into the bigger players, and make sure that I'm able to, be heads down, because I knew, hey, I'm going to be really busy. Tax season with March and April, then my son being born in May. Things are crazy. I'm not going to be able to concentrate as much. I'm still listening and researching crypto. That's a good thing I like about being able to watch YouTube videos and be able to just stay on top of the market. But in terms of like acting and making rational decisions and putting on trades or making investments, I knew I couldn't do too much of it. So I went ahead and consolidated mostly to the big three: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. And I did it at nearly the perfect time because the market dumped. I guess technically it would have been better if I was in like stable coins, but I'm not going to take that risk right now, not with all the good news that's going on with the U.S. starting to pass legislation, major debates inside the U.S. political circle, like the presidential debates about crypto is like a main topic now. So I can't rationalize being in stable coins and like taking a chance at missing one of those big days through the year. You know what they say, like, there's 10 days out of the entire year where 90% of the profits for the year are made. If you're not invested on one of those 10 days, you lose a whole bunch of progression there. So, I went to the bigs, which is good because the bigs have dropped significantly less than than the rest of the gaming market. You know, I think like even the big ones like IMX and Ronin, like down 30-40%. You know, I guess the next layer would be things like the Prime token, and you know, it went down 50+%. So, you know, is a little bit of safety in the bigger plays. I think it's going to be really hard for Bitcoin and eventually Ethereum once it gets its ETF. I think it's going to be really hard for it to go down into to go down. So much of the stock market is going to be buying and hold investors, pension funds, the family offices. Like these are going to be like longer term players. Michael Saylor, a couple of new players, new corporations are also saying they're putting Bitcoin on balance sheet now. So like if all of these players are going to be holding, you know, really, it's going to be a lot harder for Bitcoin to dump the way that it used to in the past, which is one of my thesis around this cycle. This cycle is going to be, I guess like the overall idea I've had about this cycle has just been like, you know, Wall Street's here, and now retail is going to have to adapt to what Wall Street is doing, because Wall Street's not going to adapt to retail. You know, the suits versus the hoodies. The suits are just going to keep doing what they're doing because they know what their advantages are when it comes to like the amount that they're able to invest and take off the market. The hoodies are the ones that are like nimble and need to be able to adjust, which is why I went into the majors, and you know, and it saved quite a bit of money. You know, booked quite a good amount of gains, so I'm really happy with that performance. I think overall, in general, I've made like 2 nearly perfect trades this year. That was 1, getting into Solana down in the 20s, and then 2, making this big switch to the top 3. You know, I don't even remember when it was, March, April-ish. Those have really made my year so far. And now we're just getting ready to see what happens next, really. Just keeping an eye on the market. I guess there's some things to be said. Like what I'm thinking about right now about crypto is like Ethereum's about to get its ETF. And maybe I shouldn't get cute with it and be like, oh, you know, other things are going to go up more or have the potential to go up more, like Solana. But it's like, it's got the ETF. It's a win. Take the win. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this cycle, like when I talk about the ideas of like the Wall Street is here and what they're going to do, you know, if they follow the same type of logic like the crypto markets did in the past, which was like, you know, layer 1 or Bitcoin, then into Ethereum, and then into layer 1s, and then into like DeFi, and then gaming, and then NFTs or whatnot. Like they could follow that same type of learning journey, and as they learn, they invest. That's completely possible. I can see that world happening. And if that's the case, then I guess the next thing I would want to look for is like the Bitcoin Ethereum cross, and like watching how markets react to the launch of the ETF. I know that some major house, I mean, I know Van Eck came out recently and posted about Ethereum getting their, oh, come on, get me out of this. Let's go. Getting the valuation from Van Eck, like coming out like with really bullish sentiment on how well Ethereum's going to perform if it captures the smart development ecosystem. You know, so that's there. I don't agree with that bullishness. I am bullish for Ethereum, obviously, but I don't know if I'm that bullish. I think I already hit the Enigma on this one because now we're at 18. So I know I missed a part of the map, but I think I'm just going to exit. I think I hit it. Y'all tell me in the chat or on the vlog if I got it or not. See, there's that 8-minute run. Getting into the swing of things. So yeah, I mean, that's what's in my mind right now, but you know, keep thinking about it, but I haven't really pulled the trigger. I'm just sitting in the same positions I've had right now. You know, roughly, let's say, you know, and I shared this on Real Vision, so I hadn't shared it really before, but in terms of percentages, it's like roughly like 60% Bitcoin, 25% Ethereum, 15% Solana. And if I had my way, I would want that allocation differently. But the way I just typically view the crypto markets is like, when I got involved in 2017, the whole goal of the cycle was acquire as much Bitcoin as you can. Then 2020 hit and it was acquire as much Ethereum as you can. So like I've had a goal every cycle. This cycle is acquire as much Solana as you can, right? The thing is that like, since I'm like pretty much like buy and hold, ooh, this guy almost came up from behind me. Those fire guys are the only ones, these pyro stalkers are the only ones I really worry about in this map. Because if you don't position yourself right, you're going to take a massive amount of damage. So yeah, so like the thing is that like using that mentality as, let's say, from Bitcoin back in 2017, as it continues to appreciate, just becomes a bigger and bigger part of your portfolio. And like, you know, I'm always managing taxes and trying to understand where I'm at and if I make certain trades, what it's going to mean. But I mean, it's just tough. It's tough because like I have a win in Bitcoin. Do I really want to switch it for Solana, even though like maybe that is the best EV play? Because a Solana's proved that it's here. It's like it's not going to go away. The question is just, do you risk, you know, the timing of it all? You risk the timing of it all. You get the timing wrong. The idea might be right, but you get the timing wrong, and you can really screw yourself over for this cycle. And that's the thing I'm afraid of. I'm kind of just thinking about like, just let your winners ride, man. Just you got winners, let them ride. And then the other thing, obviously, trying to shift back into gaming, like trying to find a good time to be able to get in some of the bigger plays or some of the plays that I believe in. But that's hard in itself too, because you know a lot of the gaming market is, in my opinion, overvalued, and there needs to be much more fundamental drivers before we get there. I believe that some projects, even if they are overvalued right now, like eventually they will earn that valuation and continue to progress forward. But, you know, I really, you know, if the dump continues, if we have a major dump, and who was I listening to? I think it was like Mondo and OSF. If you don't follow them on Twitter, high recommendations, you know, former Wall Street guys. I mean, young guys, right? So like as much as you could say Wall Street, but then they got really heavy in 2020 in crypto, and they were the ones that were like buying and selling all the Bored Apes. So they made a killing, and they're just really in depth on it. I enjoy their commentary on the topic of crypto, of the markets. So you know, they were just saying like, if you go back and you evaluate like the previous Bitcoin halvings, like what ends up happening before you go parabolic is you have a major dump, right? And maybe that's what we're seeing right now. I wouldn't necessarily classify it as major, but like, it's not over, right? Like it can continue on. So if it continues on, we'll just have to keep an eye out and see how things go. But if it is the major dump, you know, I'm going to pay attention. Like I said, I really don't think that Bitcoin... I really can't see a world where Bitcoin drops even to the 50s. But, you know, man, could easily be wrong. Like, I don't know. There's no way to know. I just don't... With all the fundamental analysis with Bitcoin right now, I just see it hard to, like, not say that we shouldn't be at all-time highs here. And then obviously, if that logic applies to Bitcoin, it should flow down to the entire market in general. So, you know, is what it is. The, you know, so that's where I'm at right now. Still doing, you know, obviously on the gaming side, since I'm not investing in tokens, and I ended up selling a whole bunch of my NFTs. I sold almost all projects of gaming that I had, except for a couple of the majors. I didn't sell, let's see, what did I not sell? Still in Shrapnel, still in a little bit of Big Time. I did sell a lot of Big Time though. Let's see. Obviously Lost Relics, I haven't made any sales. Pretty much the news with Engine, you know, being delisted on Coinbase, and I know there's speculation about how they're going to be put back up, and maybe they will, but I need to see it happen right now before I make a move. And because I'm waiting on what happens with Engine, that kind of forces my hand on what I'm doing with Lost Relics. You know, obviously waiting for events coming up and wanting to like play the event. You know how it is, guys. Buy, sell, trade, just have fun in general. I enjoy it, and I'm gonna. Lost Relics is a project I'm more than likely never gonna leave. You know, unless I really have a family emergency or something, and I have to come up with cash or whatever. You know, I want to be here. You know, I enjoy the community. I really respect the work that Cliff has done over all these years. And you know, part of it for me was just like the fact that Cliff is like solo deving. It resonates with me, man. I started my own business where I'm working for myself. I understand the complexities that come for working by yourself. I respect it, and I enjoy the game, and you know that's enough for me. I'm having fun with it, and you know I made plenty on trades back in when Lost Relics was at its peak in 2021. So you know, for now we just hold, we sit, we wait, we have fun. It's because I need to know what Engine's going to do before I decide like what type of, if I want to buy relics and sell weapons, or sell bows and get. Okay, this guy's here. I should probably bring the Paku in here instead of like the pumpkin. I probably don't need the pumpkin. And I could easily kill this guy a lot faster. But yeah, so I've had plenty of offers, had some discussions on some transactions relating to some transcendence and for a lot of mythicals. People are trying to get things like a lot of the relics, right? War pledges and Frostbite Dawn and Banes and things like that, and some of the axes. So the thing is that, like, since I don't know what's going to happen with Engine, and we're obviously pricing items in Engine, we go back to the same old question that we've debated so many times about, like, should you value items in Engine or should you value items in dollars or your local currency? Like, this is the one of the hardest things for players to understand, and it really comes down to your overall strategy, right? Like, back in the previous cycle, my strategy was to acquire Engine. And that's why I was pricing all my items in Engine and using it to buy and sell and trade and make profits in Engine, which was great. I had a good time, successful overall doing it. But I don't know if that's going to be the strategy this cycle. I obviously see this is the thing about like projects like Engine and even Gala and like OG, a lot of the old OGs that were around in 2018, 19 that like were able to accumulate such a huge treasury and have their token be so like decentralized, like all over the market in all countries, is that like because they have that decentralization, like there is an inherent value there that just will not disappear. So like Gala, even if they like go bankrupt and get sued and like everything, it just goes to oblivion, like the coin will not go to zero. Like it just won't, because it's in too many people's hands, and too many people are going to continue to speculate, even at the lowest end. And if that's the case, and let's say you're a project like that, and you have this treasury, like you're going to be around for a long time. So like, just being able to survive from cycle to cycles, like I would say goal number one for any project or any player in the ecosystem. If you're playing Web3 games to like earn a profit shortly for fun, or it's just to have fun for the cycle, great, no big deal. But if you are like trying to do it in a lot more in-depth type model that I'm trying to, then you need to think about things like positioning for like going from one cycle to the next, and how to make sure that you set yourself up appropriately for success. And which all comes down again to this idea of like accumulation of items of currency. Like, should I be looking at like getting Engine, or should I be looking like what's more valuable? Like a Lost Relics, a relic in Lost. Like, look, if Lost Relics is the premier game on Engine and Engine continues to survive, then more than likely the value will attribute to Lost Relics the same way it did in the previous cycle. Now, who knows? Maybe we have another game that comes in and takes over the spotlight or whatnot. All possible. But, you never know. You never know. I think right now, because Engine needs time now, in my opinion. They need time to go ahead and not restructure, but set it for the next cycle. I think they posted something about doing some type of like music tokens now. Again, reminding me of the last cycle when it comes to Gala, doing music NFTs and ticketing and things like that. And I'm like, hey, I want to chain. I mean, what I want is I want them to stick to gaming as much as possible, but I get it if they need to expand. We'll just have to see how it goes. But no matter what they do, it's going to take them a cycle to get back on their feet, in my opinion. I mean, unless a Coinbase relisting comes in and it's like, business as usual, then that's fine. But I just don't see that as a very high percentage chance, which means the next cycle is going to be the major a cycle where Engine has a chance to outperform. I don't think it's going to be right now. So if that's the case, then I have to figure out like, what do I think Engine's price should be priced at? Mentally in my head, I have the idea of like 14 cents, which is where I got started. If it retraced that value back to then, I could make a rationalization about an investment. But I just think we're going to be lower for longer right now. And so because of that, I'm like thinking like, look, I either want to make sure that if I sell a Lost Relics item, like I either want to get paid a substantial amount of engine token, or I'm going to want to hold the asset. I'm going to want to hold the asset, give Cliff some more time to build, and Lost Relics more time. I mean, engine more time to build, and wait for a major event. There's always going to be major events, and things are always going to pop off at certain times. Some little things, sometimes little things spark it, sometimes big things spark it, but wait for the right time. Same thing with sports cards, right? You wait for the right market opportunity, you take advantage of it then, and you have fun in doing it, right? So yeah, those are my general thoughts right now on what's going on. And so for some of you, I know that I've been messaging in Discord. Apologies for taking some time. Hadn't really formulated an idea about what I wanted to do. So I hope you all don't mind on that end. I didn't mean no disrespect. But that being the case, all eyes are on engine tokens price, and we'll see what happens over the remainder of the cycle.